everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Jesse's Cyber Vault, and in today's video we are going to talk about cyber threats and cyber attacks. In today's digital age, organizations and individuals face fast-growing number of cyber threats that can compromise sensitive information, disrupt operations, or damage reputation. As our reliance on technology increases, so does the sophistication of cyber attacks. From malware infections and phishing scams to advanced persistent threats and distributed denial of service attacks, understanding the landscape of cyber threats is essential for safeguarding information and maintaining security. This tutorial series is designed to provide a comprehensive overview of cyber attacks and common threats, equipping you with the knowledge needed to recognize, prevent, and respond to potential risk. Whether you are a cybersecurity professional, IT administrator, or someone interested in protecting your digital life, these tutorials will guide you through key concepts and best practices in staying one step ahead of cyber adversaries. Before we proceed, let's take a look at this cyber attack that took place in 2013. The Yahoo data breach. The Yahoo data breaches of 2013 and 2014 stands as one of the significant and far-reaching cybersecurity incidents in history. Now, the story. In August 2013, Yahoo suffered a data breach that compromised the accounts of 3 billion users. However, this breach wasn't disclosed to the public until December 2016. Initially, Yahoo estimated that 1 billion accounts were affected, but upon further investigation, it came out that 3 billion users were actually affected. The stolen information included usernames, telephone numbers, email addresses, date of birth, and hashed passwords. But these passwords were encrypted with the outdated MD5 algorithm. The attackers did not access payment data or bank accounts, but the stolen data was enough to cause significant harm through phishing and identity theft. In 2014, Yahoo again had a second blow of this attack, resulting in the compromise of 500 million users' accounts. This breach was believed to have been carried out by a state-sponsored actor, potentially with links to Russia. The attackers used forged cookies, that is, data packets that were exploited to log into accounts without needing passwords. So Yahoo disclosed this breach in September 2016 after noticing an unusual activity in its network. Criticisms and concerns were raised about the company's transparency and cybersecurity practices due to the late disclosure of the breach. Yahoo was about selling itself to a company known as Verizon at market capitalization of $4.8 billion. But when the information of the data breach came into light, Verizon negotiated an amount of $350 million discount on the initial deal. The breaches led to numerous lawsuits and regulatory scrutiny. Yahoo agreed to a $117.5 million settlement in a class action lawsuit brought by affected users. Additionally, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission charged the company $35 million for failing to properly disclose the breaches to their investors in a timely manner. So what lesson can we learn on this and its impact on cybersecurity? The Yahoo breaches served as a wake-up call about the risk of poor cybersecurity practices and the need for stronger data protection. It highlighted the dangers of using outdated encryption methods like the MD5. and underscore the importance of timely breach disclosures. And for users, it is a reminder to use strong and unique passwords always. Now let's delve deeper. We will be using some terminologies along the way, and I want you to understand them. The first is exploits. Exploits are techniques, tools, or pieces of code that take advantage of vulnerabilities or flaws in networks, systems, or hardware to cause unintended behavior. This can result in gaining an unauthorized access to the system, executing malicious code, extracting sensitive data, or disrupting normal operations. 2. Vulnerabilities. Vulnerabilities are weaknesses or flaws in our computer, software, systems, or networks that could be exploited by attackers to gain unauthorized access, disrupt services or systems, or steal data. Vulnerabilities may arise from programming errors, outdated or unpatched softwares, misconfigurations, and inadequate security policies. 3. Cyber threat. This is any potential malicious activity, event, or entity that seeks to cause harm, steal, disrupt, or cause damage to computer systems, data, or network. These threats are posed by individuals or groups with malicious intent. Now let's talk about cyber attacks. Cyber attacks are deliberate attempts by individuals or groups to disrupt or damage computer systems, networks, or digital infrastructure by gaining an unauthorized access. Hence, cyber attacks are actual attempts to exploit cyber threats. Now we move on to the types of cyber threats and cyber attacks. 1. Distributed denial of service or denial of service, known as DDoS or DOS. This attack aims at overwhelming a target system, either a website or a server, with a flood of malicious requests or attacks. This attack can cause a service downtime to a victim's website, rendering the server slower or completely unavailable. This attack can cause revenue loss to an organization or business, or even damage reputation. Let's look at some key differences between DOS and DDoS. DOS uses a single source, making it easy to execute, whilst DDoS requires multiple systems, for instance, a botnet. The term botnet is derived from robot and network, indicating a network of controlled and automated devices. They are compromised devices or computers that are affected by malware, allowing them to be remotely controlled by cyber criminals without the knowledge of device owners. Also, DOS has a lower traffic volume as compared to DDoS due to its multiple sources. Moreover, DOS is easy to block and mitigate as compared to DDoS. DOS is used in a smaller network or service, but DDoS is used to attack larger websites, networks, or systems. An example of DOS is the SYN flood, and an example of DDoS is the HTTP flood. How do we then protect ourselves from DOS and DDoS attacks? 1. Use Content Delivery Network, CDN. CDNs distribute traffic across multiple servers, reducing the load on any single server. Or DDoS protection service like Cloudflare, Akamai, and AWS Shield. These offers advanced features like traffic filtering, load balancing, and real-time threat detection to absorb and mitigate high-volume attacks before they reach your network. You can also implement firewalls and IPS, intrusion protection systems. Firewalls can filter malicious traffic based on IP address, protocols, and traffic patterns. Many modern firewalls have DDoS protection features. One of these firewalls is Web Application Firewall, WAF. IPS monitors network traffic and can block or redirect traffic and suspicious activities before it affects your network. They help detect and prevent DDoS attack patterns early. Moreover, you can monitor traffic patterns with monitoring tools like the SolarWinds, Wireshark, Manage Engine NetFlow Analyzer, Splunk, Nagios, Zabbix, Cisco NetFlow, and SFlow collectors. Irregularities and sudden spikes may indicate the beginning of a DDoS attack, and also implement systems that can detect unusual traffic behavior in real time and trigger alerts to admins. The final preventive measure that we will talk about is working with your ISP and DDoS mitigation service providers to filter out malicious traffic. You can also use DNS providers that offer DDoS protection and implement DNS security like the DNSSEC. 2. Man-in-the-middle attack, MITM. With this attack, attackers secretly intercept the communication between two parties and possibly alter the content of the information without the victims knowing. Attackers achieve this by setting up fake hotspots that looks legitimate, tricking users into connecting, and once connected, attackers can intercept and redirect users to fake websites that looks legitimate. This enables them to capture login credentials or other sensitive information. Attacker may also take over user session on a website and impersonate the user after authentication is done. Now let's look at some protective measures of MITM attacks. 1. Use encrypted connections. Encrypted connections keep your information safe when you send them over the internet by scrambling the data so that only the intended recipient can read it. The process is like putting your message into a locked box so that only the person you are sending it to has the key to open it. When you are connecting to a website, look for HTTPS at the start of the URL. Your device and website can set up a secure private line of communication. This line is encrypted, so any data exchange like account information or passwords or payment details is turned into a code that hackers do not understand. Encrypted connections typically use protocols like HTTPS, Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure, which combines standard HTTP with Transport Layer Secure, TLS, or Secured Socket Layer, SSL. When a user connects to a website with HTTPS, a secure handshake process occurs, creating an encrypted communication channel. This ensures that any data exchange between the user's device and the website is protected from eavesdropping and potential attacks, hence preventing man-in-the-middle attack. Always make sure that the website you interact with uses HTTPS, not HTTP. 2. Avoid public unsecure Wi-Fi. Avoid using public Wi-Fi, especially for sensitive information like accessing personal data or online transaction or banking. Public Wi-Fi networks are entry points for MITM attacks. Should you use a public Wi-Fi network, use a VPN, Virtual Private Network. VPNs encrypt all your internet traffic and shield your information from being intercepted. Not just with public Wi-Fi networks. VPNs in general create a secure channel between your device and the internet. Ensure you are using a reputable VPN service for best protection. 3. Avoid clicking suspicious links. Be cautious of clicking links in messages or emails, and always verify the URL of the website you are visiting. 4. Regularly update your operating system, software, and applications. MITM attackers often exploit vulnerabilities in outdated software and applications. And don't forget to enable two-factor authentication for extra layer of security. We have covered a lot in this video, but there is still more to go. We will continue from where we ended in our next video. In our next video, we are going to explore more about malwares and other cyber attacks. Thanks for sticking with me this far. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your post notification. See you in the next video. Until then, be safe and cyber secured.